Hey guys, I want you to watch this clip of Badya Ungar Sargon, a Jewish activist and pro-Israel activist, going after CNN for defending Harvard. Check it out.
That it is.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think probably a lot of Jews watching this are feeling the way I'm feeling, which is that I can't believe we're talking about this rather than the fact that two people were murdered because the terrorist who killed them believed that they were Jews and was chanting the exact same thing that Jewish students have had to hear chanted at them for 2 years while he did that, who wrote a manifesto that reads exactly like the kinds of op-eds that are written routinely on these college campuses, that the comments on that manifesto are all completely in support of him. He is an outgrowth of the anti-Semitism on college campuses. And how are we not talking about that? That is the story. There is a culture of dehumanizing Jews that is rampant on the left. Nobody wants to talk about it. They're not going to listen to us. We need people on the left to say this is unacceptable. And when it comes
Is there
to
somebody
these
saying it's acceptable? Did I miss something?
I just don't understand why this is not the top.
Yeah, there are. There literally are many people on the left going ahead and saying, "Oh, well, I sort of condemn the murders, but this is going to be really bad for the Palestinians because people are going to look at this and say, "Oh, now we can, bash the Free Palestine movement. Oh, this is connected to the Free Palestine movement." He's chanting the exact same things that they are. Globalize the Intifada. And there were people on TikTok. There's a guy named Guy Christensen who goes ahead and defends this as resistance. And there are many people that defended October 7th as resistance. And so a lot of people on the left try to pretend like there's no anti-Semitism on the left. Well, that is just BS.
That we are talking
Well,
about
because
now.
I'll answer that because we're not debating the depravity of what happened last night. That's why we're not.
That is not an excuse to
No.
deprive American Jews of hearing you talk about it, Abby.
What I'm saying now is that what happened last night was evil and terrible. And that's not a topic of political debate. It's not a topic of left or right, or you're on this side or you're on that side. It's just wrong. It's just bad. And I'm not going to set a table for there to be another side on that issue. That's why we're not debating it. But I do think that it's completely fair to bring up anti-Semitism in the context of this discussion, because that's what the administration says that the moves against universities are about in part. But I also think, there are protests and then there is anti-Semitism. And I do think it's fair to say that those two things do not have to be and should not be the same thing.
But here's something we could actually debate. The fact that the terrorist who murdered those two people chanted not just Free Palestine, but the exact same way you hear it on college campuses, Free Palestine, that is a college campus chant. This is something we have to talk about.
So you think everybody who says Free Palestine wants to murder somebody?
Of course I don't think that.
Okay.
But my question is the expectation that Jewish students should have to go to college campuses and listen to people singing the song that the terrorist sang to justify his terrorist act? Is that something we're comfortable saying? I think the answer is obviously no. On Kristi Noem, specifically on this thing, she was very clear about what she had asked Harvard for that launched this. She asked them repeatedly to give her office information that they had of foreign students committing crimes or criminal acts, and they refused to do that. That is what I just want to make one more very quick point.
Yeah,
the fact that 25%, 27% of college students at our elite university are foreign students, this is utterly unacceptable. There are hundreds of thousands of brilliant children being left on the table, children of color, children from inner cities, children from Appalachia, who deserve those spots and deserve that education. Why are we giving it to Chinese people? I don't understand this at all.
Hold on a second.
Why is she making this insane face? This is the garbage at CNN. We're not asking you to, say that all these people need to be deported or all these people need to be revoked and all this other stuff. The truth of the matter is there's a massive double standard. And this is my problem with Harvard. They could say to the government and tell the government, listen, you guys have free speech laws. And so we will abide that, and we will, say that that's allowed. Um, and therefore, why are you making us restrict different speech? Like, why are you making us only, only crack down on students for certain speech? My problem is there's always a double standard when it comes to Jewish people. For example, the Elise Stefanik video where she asked all the presidents of Harvard, MIT, and Penn, will you basically condemn um, the students saying, calling for the genocide of Jews, right? So instead of just saying, oh, we're free speech, we won't take action against these students because we're totally for free speech. Okay, fine, that's fine. The problem is they actually did say that, but the problem is if that was any other group, any other ethnic group of people, they would have been like, no, that's completely not okay. We don't allow that on our campus. We're completely against that. The problem is that when it's Jews, for some reason, nobody seems to care. When it's Jews being persecuted, oh no, that's not that big of oh was a Jew that that's not that big of a deal. And that's the problem that I have is like if you're going to say free speech, then say free speech for everything and everyone. But no, you're going to say the left is going to say we're going to protect every single ethnic group. We're going to protect everyone, but the Jews, no, we're not going to protect them. And that is the biggest problem that I see happening today. Great job by Batya Sungar Argan for giving these people a little bit of a reality check on CNN. Thank you for watching this clip. We're demonetized by YouTube, which is very sad. We got a news recently. And so now more than ever, it is important for you to go to buymeacoffee.com/Jewish Uncensored to support us. We also have a new channel called Western Pulse at the Western Pulse. I'll leave that in the description below. We're trying to figure it out with YouTube, but for the time being, most of our videos are going to be on that new channel at Western Pulse. So check that out. Thank you for watching and have a good one.